Gamer girls of Reddit, what's the worst / the most disgusting thing that anyone has ever said during a game? I get why you're so fucking retarded and bad at games in lol written chat. Not even close. Wasn't even that bad. In fact, he was in a worse state in the game than I was. I'm kinda asking for it. It's lol, an astronomical amount of pure toxicity. Don't say that all the boys nor all the lol players are like that. Don't get me wrong. I genuinely believe that League has the worst community of any online game. Could be wrong, but it's so incredibly toxic. The amount of times I've had people tell me to kill myself is shocking. Like, what has to be going through your mind to actually want someone to off themselves over a literally meaningless game? You're right. I was playing Teemo and my poison accidentally stole the red buff from my jungle champ. He flashed and ran it down my lane for 15 minutes. My friend played 0-2 in a team with 3 guys. They played for about a year together. Then they all got headsets and one of them is like, "Dude, what's with your voice? You totally sound like a girl," and she's like, "That's because I'm a girl." Her in-game name had no indication. Funny that they played together for a year without really knowing anything about each other. I'm eating an entire jar of mayo with a fork, and that's quite a usual gamer move. Sounds like a pro gamer move to me. While I was playing a game called ARK Survival Evolved, a dude started making comments about how instead of riding dinosaurs and dragons, which is a big part of the game, I should just go ahead and ride his dick. He then proceeded to just follow me everywhere in the game and tried to lock me in his prison. All while making comments about how rape is good for stuck-up women and how I would surely enjoy it. Let's make something clear, I'm 16. He was reported to the admin of the map and kicked out after about 30 minutes. To this day, it is still the most disgusting thing I've been said while gaming. P.S. He continued on another map with a 9 to 10 years old girl. We had a guy do a similar thing on a server my friends and I ran. He had a wife and kid and chased all the female players on the server and harassed them 24/7. Me being a lovely dude spent 2 weeks catfishing him, taking his attention off all of them. I had him believe that I was a young 19-year-old girl. He sent me pictures, told me all the things he would do with me. I took screenshots of everything, then one day rounded up all the people he messaged on the server and walked into his base so he could show it off how great it was. He turned off all his defenses and wandered in loaded up with C4 on my body and blew his base to dust while everyone laughed and watched. He was losing his shit and it was simple enough to find his wife with all the details he gave me. The last words he got on the server was me telling him I sent the pictures to his wife. A guy was talking about how he would suck milk out Sandra Bullock's ass with a fun straw. You know, typical gamer food. I was playing a Roblox game back in 2017 and someone asked me to take my clothes off. They also kept following and being an online dater. Takes off Roblox clothing items this good for you? I'm not actually a girl, but because of my Overwatch username people think I am a girl most of the time. I had to turn chat off, apparently that made even more people think I was a girl. Over vocal at 3 AM, "Hey, what's your age? You sound like a Kevin." There's no point to give you my age. Just focus on the game instead of dying for nothing. Damn, looks too mature for a Kevin, so a girl, right? Maybe. Yo, what's her Facebook? I want to fuck you. I don't have a Facebook, which was right at this time. Don't be a pussy, just give it to me. I don't have one, I'm not on social media. Then he has raged quit. Greater than, "Hey, what's your age? You sound like a Kevin." Those are fighting words. Why use more word when few word do trick? What do your toes taste like? Like mayonnaise. When mayo supplies are running low, I put my toes inside a burger and go to town with them. You like your pussy being slapped? Poor stupid slut is letting her boyfriend play while she talks on the mic, probably loves it up the ass. Everyone tell this bitch she's a slut. I've just stopped playing online altogether, it's easier. I really want to play Overwatch, but that's why I dislike online games. Hopefully you outperformed them. If you, and /you/Lady Trekkie 42, happen to have a Nintendo Switch, may I recommend Splatoon 2? It has a very welcoming, inclusive community. Probably in part because the game doesn't do voice chat with randoms. God, you wouldn't believe. Rape threats are the worst. As a trauma survivor, even had someone start describing what he'd do to me in detail and I had to nope the fuck out. Guy gamers don't realize how easy they have it. The best case scenario when I turn on the mic is someone asks me if I'm a little kid or a girl, and then doesn't believe me when I say I'm a girl. When this happens I used to actually stick up for the girls in this situation. But I got called out for being a white knight too many times. I would stick up for people but apparently everybody thinks I want in someone's pants when I do. Keep doing what you're doing. There's nothing bad about calling this behavior out. I heard a guy once say that the live-action Avatar, The Last Airbender movie was not bad. Disgusting. It's usually the typical get back in the kitchen, you're probably fat/ugly, whore/slut, girls should only play healers comments. But I've had guys say they were going to rape me and or kill me. One that stands out is this guy said they were going to throat fuck me till my jaw broke. How lovely. That guy needs to go back to anatomy class. Specifically about how the jaw muscle has the highest PSI of any muscle in the human body and has teeth attached. I, male, was in a game where this one dude was just trying all the typical lines you read here on this one girl in the game. She wasn't having any of it. So I get on my mic and started doing sports commentary on his plays. He was not happy with me commenting on his every attempt that fell flat. I would even do replays of his lines which was me repeating them. The rest of the lobby got a kick out of it and one other dude joined in. Eventually the harasser got pissed off with us harassing him, ironic, and he quit the game. Someone else got on their mic and said, I don't care, that's we're behind and now down a man, thank God he's gone. Don't worry ladies, a lot of us don't like them either. As a girl gamer I've heard plenty of shit, but the worst ones are honestly when people say they're going to rape me, and I'm not talking video game wise. Like actually threatening to find me and rape me. I don't think a lot of dudes get that there is a decent difference between having a dude rage at you, like yeah, everyone is going to get that somewhat online, it sucks, and having genuine threats made at you of a sexual nature. From them demanding that you have sex with them, to rape threats and graphic depictions of what they're going to do, at the very least it just makes the game unpleasant to play. Like nah man, I'm not gonna play something that makes me feel like shit, I'm good. There is a huge difference between the occasional ribbing, or damn bitch you suck at this, and actual constant over and over threats. Give me pictures, I'll rape you fucking whore again and again with no prompting, and what's worse is these people are on your team. You're trying to help them win, and what do? Act like a fucking dickhead, ruining it for everyone else. It's weird, because it happens enough that I don't do online gaming anymore, but I would not expect every man to do it. It feels like is a 30-70 mix, and because sometimes online gaming can be very toxic, it gets rampant. Wanna head to a private chat room after this, baby? You could see my little friend. I was a 9-year-old. Greater than little, at least he was realistic. In conclusion, I realized I was right. You are an oversensitive. At $% who thinks too highly of herself. Who the /carrot and / names themself, redacted / like a at $%ing anime girl. Also I can tell you are a feminartsy, so go watch Ben Shapiro and Jordan Peterson. I just didn't want to really talk to him and he hit me with this lol. To be fair, I did see a Ben Shapiro do a meme review tongue. My username is Blaze_23 in Overwatch. This is because my dog's name is Blaze. The problem is, I am a female, and Blaze is a masculine username. It also sounds like blazing. Like the being on weed kind. So I had a guy come over the competitive voice chat in Overwatch after I had said hello. He said, "Wow, you're a girl?" with genuine surprise. I thought maybe he was sexist and prepared a response, but he continued before I could, saying, "I was expecting you to be like an old stoner dude. Blazing on that 420. I had to suppress my laughter for the rest of the game. It wasn't really disgusting, but I thought he might have been making a rude comment at first, so I thought I'd include this. Hopefully someone was at least slightly entertained. Smile. Man, I'm glad there's some good ones in here. I was starting to get super depressed reading the other ones. Hell, I'm a guy, and I made the mistake of playing a female blood elf in WoW once upon a time. Loads of creepier people seem to assume you're a woman if your character is a woman. Are you a little boy or a girl, like what? Nothing too bad, it's more annoying than actually mean. Found it rather hard when people stopped talking altogether. That hurt, but for real, I know I have to man up in that regard and learn to not be shy. I just want to be able to play a team-based game FFS. Edit, it wasn't the question itself, that's understandable tbh. But this guy didn't believe me and didn't stop calling me a little boy and talking shit. I muted him then, so no problem, but I've rather had an actual teammate who's concerned about the match and not what I am. This I'm guilty of, happened a couple of times. From the voice I assume it's a little boy, then the speech patterns and vocab sound of. Told me how he was going to rape me with the knife I had just used in the FFA match I had beat him at. I just fucking left the game, it was so disgusting. While playing Overwatch, I was called a dumb bitch multiple times when I asked a guy to mute his mic while he took a phone call. We were contesting point and I didn't want to stop in the middle of a big push to mute him. If I had, the rest of the team would have bitched at me for not healing. Because, as a female support main, it's apparently my fault if we lose a match. I should just stay out of voice chat. I love Overwatch, but there are just some real stupid people on voice chat sometimes. Call me weird if you want, but I prefer to use Internet Explorer over any other browser. A vote to kick is in progress. You win. Recently had been gaming with a group. One of the guys started talking about how they weren't sure about the Me Too movement, going into detail. I've experienced sexual assaults and panicked, needing to log off. I said bye. Couple days later, I'm convinced to join back up. Usually I play healer for this group, but I'm a known Reinhardt main, I pick Rain. I'm still not feeling well, kind of quiet but occasionally joining in on minor goofs. Me Too dude snaps. He calls me a fat piece of shit. I'm just a high school drama loving bitch. He can have whatever opinion he wants, I'm a cunt for taking Me Too out on him. I stole his character, need to be on heels where I belong. Most of the time, I don't get treated too badly in Overwatch, but this reminded me how awful some people are. He says he isn't sure about the Me Too movement, then proceeds to spew shit like women belong in a support role. Seems like any other day on Overwatch. One of the main reasons I quit the game. I've found that games with smaller communities are usually more accepting. It's when the big influx of people come in that the toxicity and misogyny starts. I'd why these types of people seem to get offended by the presence of a woman in their game. Incels. They feel like the world/women owe them something just for existing. Their self-esteem is so fragile that even the slightest challenge to it causes them to spap like a fucking twig. Literally playing a game with them as a woman and not being some quite robot is enough to set those mentally ill loons off. Case in point. Wait, are you a girl, Earl? I bet fat I mean he was actually right, but it's still a bad assumption to make about women who play video games. Also had bitch and slut a lot and hoe a few times. Edit typo. Not me, but my friend's girlfriend always gets told she sounds like a 12-year-old boy. She should pretend to be one then. In fact, maybe making a name like Adam Jones 2009 would deflect perverts. Nope, just attract a different kind. My sister lives and breathes Overwatch. She said she's been asked for feet pics 27 times. I'm picturing a scratch pad with tally marks next to her computer. I imagine tally marks carved under the desk with her toenails. I want to rape you. Like WTF. It also happened to me, and my girlfriend. People are disgusting. Fucking whore, I'm gonna slice your throat and watch you bleed out. That's a regular Tuesday down in Florida. That's a regular 11-year-old back in the day playing COD 4. This seems like a conversation starter taken from the r/nice guys playbook. Got in a group for Noxramus many years ago. We had a particularly bad trash pull and I needed to get my mana back to full healer before the boss. So I asked Invent if they could give me a moment. Someone said, "Holy shit guys, there's a girl in here." Some of the guys laughed, someone whistled, and a few jokes were thrown around. I expected that. I'd been in pugs before. Right before the boss pulled, I got a tell, asking me for my brass eyes. Luckily, that was the last boss of the run. I don't remember my response back to him. I remember being mad and in shock that someone would randomly ask me that. I'm lucky that is the worst that has been said, but it still made me uncomfortable. I rarely use voice in games now, unless I'm running something with friends.